What up traders, what up investors, Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and thank you for tuning in. I had to do another Zoom video today because it has just been rocketing higher, and I saw this meme on Wall Street Bets and I had to share it with you, and it has the retail investor forgetting about Tesla and just taking a look at Zoom, walking by. If you just glass over on Wall Street Bets, we got everyone just printing money here. Basically, a lot of 330 calls. We saw a lot of 350 calls. We have some folks that are just raking in well over a couple 12 to 1300%. We also have the huge gainers from $180 to $54. That's a huge gainer. But then you come across an individual where it's like, hey, actually, not everyone here won on Zoom. So this individual looking at here had a lot of September bearish puts, a lot of them, quite a bit. His whole overall account, again, this layout on Interactive Brokers is not really that great. His net lick, which is basically his account value, is negative $27,000. This is called 29. With the overall like skew of that just being, again, that's you're down more than zero. And the understanding of here is, again, having all these bearish buying of these puts, having a bear call. Basically, I think what that means is that he's selling calls on this. It looks like these calls here, he has sold against as well. A lot of these puts as well being down. You can see just that 33,000 here, 21,000, 21, 19, 18, 52. Like, absolutely crazy amount of money that he's currently down. I totally feel bad for this individual. At the same time, like, you literally wagered your whole account. Like, it sounds terrible, but like, what did you kind of expect? Like, you're gonna become a hero or a zero? And I'm sad to say that this individual really is having a very tough day, and I feel bad for you. You see his theta is through the roof. That's just absolutely insane. I've never seen anything really break down on that. It's been a very rough day for that individual, and I'm not trying to laugh because it's a kind of a very difficult thing to look at when people are just not really just take the YOLO a little bit too serious. So basically, the overall looks like he sold 1 or 10 or maybe 20 too many calls before earnings yesterday afternoon. It's currently pre-market looks like a full portfolio wipe. Again, we're only talking about $200,000, right? Just 200,000, just 200,000. Let me just throw $200,000 into an earnings play. Holy moly! It honestly, it drives me crazy. Like, dude. You had it. You could have. Anyways, that's rough. All right. Looking here back at Zoom, like we talked about it this morning, we talked about that basically the three that initially the 336. We can kind of redraw these Fibonacci retracements here, kind of going forth with the Zoom. Initially looking for that 446 to kind of hold, kind of trading in that range. What we talked about if you watched the video that came out this afternoon, looking for that potential price target of I'm sorry, at 579. That's pretty far up there. Is it likely to hit it? I'm not going to say anything at this point. That's the next overall Fibonacci retracements telling us of that price target. That doesn't mean that it has to hit, doesn't mean it has to get near it. That could be a potential movement there. But with earnings already past us, this huge gap up higher has just been a monstrous move. If you look here on like a weekly side, look how big this green candle is. It really just dwarfs everything here on the downside, even from the past couple or other moves that we've seen in this stock. This is just broken out into all-time highs and just really just taking over the market. And again, as of right now, we're up 37%. Not points, 37%. Okay, this stock, if you're not familiar, we traded it and talked about it. If you're part of the Patreon or the YouTube membership tab down below, I kind of do some educational technical analysis charts, and I kind of share what I'm thinking for some of the members and tiers you can look at your disposal. But we were a little afraid here at this point here. Let me get rid of these lines here real fast. We were actually looking at this point here. It kind of just looks insane because this totally doesn't make sense here. But this little area right here, we were buying it on this dip, and we can show the links here if I can pull them up. All right, so I found it. So this is a little bit of ways ago. This was posted. When was this posted? Two-ish weeks ago. It doesn't give me a date when I posted this. Basically, we talked about. Why is this not saving here? Cancel. Yeah, 2 weeks ago we talked about a pretty trade update for the Zoom. Showing here basically that downward movement, seeing that volume kick in, looking by basically calling for weak hands to break below this level, looking for some potential support to the downside. With that move, it really did wash out, and it was honestly wanted to kind of potentially scale back, but after it really held its position and it didn't cross past the 55 EMA the next day, I was pretty confident on holding it, ran it all the way back up to little around like 290-ish, to a couple of shares and then a calls and sell puts against it, overall making a substantial amount of profit. But then honestly just cutting it and trimming it all the way up again. I didn't want to do the same individual that other individual posted and showed the account blowing up. I did not leverage my account nowhere near that amount, even though it was a pretty large position overall in the portfolio, but we were just trimming it into earnings because, again, earnings is a complete crapshoot. But that being said, this has been absolutely gangbusters, popping up here and looking to see how this plays out. Looking for that potential to hold around that 450-ish time frame. What we could see is maybe a slight little bleed lower here. We can kind of, again, draw those the fibs here. If I can go back, there we go. Potentially kind of waiting for these moving averages to kind of catch up because, again, with such a large deviation moving like this, we can kind of look back at CRM. This recently had that same kind of large deviation move, kind of just stayed up there, just traded sideways and waiting for these moving averages to start catching up for a potential another kick higher to 325. Again, I don't think it's going to hit 325 anytime soon, but unless it just knocks out of the park again, 325 is the next overall price target for CRM there. So a little juicy juice there. So going back to ZM, looking for that potentially the 446 to hold. It can come down if it wants to around 365. That's going to be a pretty substantial pullback. But again, we're still up, a huge gap up on earnings, and that's usually kind of a sign for a potential buying opportunity and so forth. All right, looks like the last bit of the video kind of got cut off, so I just wanted to highlight again that buying opportunity was more or less that it can come down drastically, even though with this huge gap up, it's still somewhat very healthy up in this region. Would I be buying this out here? No. If you're not part of this huge run up, you missed the bus. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to wait for the bus to kind of come back around and get on the next one. So what I mean by that is you're basically looking for the moving averages to kind of catch up, like we compared to CRM, potentially start coming down to the 21 EMA or 34 EMA once they start catching up, because it looks like ZM wants to kind of linger up in this range here and potentially kind of wait for those moving averages to kind of start slowly drag their way up to it. We could again see a little bit of selling kind of coming off here, coming to around maybe 400, but we'll see again. I don't want to make any predictions. We just kind of have to wait and see on how the ticks and everything play out. Again, I want to give a huge thank you for all the people who have supported the channel via Patreon or as well on the YouTube join membership tab, which is right next to the subscribe button. I want to thank you so very much. It gives me so much confidence, so much pleasure on people that have the confidence and just the understanding of wanting to learn the market and honestly are willing to learn. It's great that we have a lot of great folks out there that want to do that. And as well, please check out the description down below to join the Discord. A lot of fun stuff always going on in there. Again, thank you again so much for watching. For everyone, again, this is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.